Hi, ladies. It's your well woman practitioner, LaShanna Moore. I want to talk with you for a minute about perimenopause, menopause, and how high blood pressure and cholesterol are related to them. So first, if I can provide a sigh of relief for you to let you know that it is not uncommon for you to experience a rise in your blood pressure and in your cholesterol, your triglycerides. It is not uncommon that when a woman hits perimenopause and even postmenopause, that there is an unusual increase in the numbers, especially if you have never experienced these kind of issues before. If you have normally had regular readings, your vitals have read fine, and now all of a sudden you have noticed that you have consistent readings over and over, whether you are taking your pressure at home or whether you're getting your blood pressure done at a doctor's office, and they're taking your cholesterol, HDL, LDL, and your triglycerides as well. This is what I want you to understand about what is happening in the body. So at this point, you understand that hormones are fluctuating as well as estrogen declining. But one of the things that I want you to understand about estrogen is that it has a vasodilative effect. But what does that mean? This means that estrogen helps to keep the blood flow in the body. It helps to keep blood vessels open. Secondly, one of the major responsibilities of estrogen is to help keep cholesterol levels low. This helps to reduce buildup in the arteries as well as plaque. So when our estrogen is declining, our body reads a different signal. Another thing that happens with this is weight gain, particularly around the belly. Now you see the subcutaneous fat. But visceral fat, the invisible fat that's wrapping itself around the organs, is also increasing. And one of the results of the body's response to the decline in estrogen is the buildup of fat in the stomach. Some women will also notice sensitivity with salt, which means that you need to reduce your salt intake. And sometimes that can be a contributing factor to the rise in your blood pressure. Most of the time, it is from the lack of the vasodilative effect that no longer is active when the estrogen declines. So let's talk about some things that you can do. Of course, there is diet and lifestyle. I think those are always the two prominent components when it comes to troubleshooting, when it comes to redirecting bad signaling in the body, poor signaling in the body, and trying to harmonize the body, trying to return the body to its own holistic equilibrium and homeostasis. So we want to consider reducing or eliminating alcohol. I can't tell you how to do that. That's your prerogative, but this is one of the suggestions. Also, making sure that you limit the amount of sugar that you eat. Processed foods are fine, but definitely in moderation. Making sure that you include fiber and healthy fats in your diet, and that you're getting enough vegetables, eating all kind of vegetables. Experiment with vegetables that you've never eaten before. Exercise, cardio, as well as resistance training. There are studies that have shown the improvement and the benefits of resistance training. Then we want to do the other things that are important with our lifestyle and our well-being, like not just managing stress, but finding ways to eliminate unnecessary stress. Now we have some positive stress hormones, but most of the time we're dealing with is negative stress factors. So thinking about those things, prioritizing your sleep. But I also want to talk with you about, and I'm going to show this to you. I want to talk to you about inositol. Inositol is a form of a sugar. And this is the powder form of inositol. Inositol has been proven in several case studies, clinical studies, to be effective during the midlife crisis, women with PCOS, perimenopause, and it's the kind of sugar that helps with metabolic disorder, metabolic dysfunction. This is a natural recourse of the shift in estrogen. I have been using it. I've been using it for a while. I've been talking about it for a while. Now, mind you, there are no quick fixes, and there's not just one quote unquote elixir that works for every woman. But with the history that inositol has, and there are 9 different types of inositol, myo-inositol and D-chiro-inositol are 2 of the common inositols. I'm going to show you at the end of this video the one that I suggest, the one that I use, the one that I recommend primarily to our holistically well clients and community. And you have the option to utilize that one as well. I always will say, now this is a fourth of a teaspoon for about 8 ounces, but it's tasteless and it's odorless. So while you can put it in any type of liquid, you can also sprinkle it on food. I recommend just pure water. Let it dissolve in a pure liquid substance so that it can help to regulate sugar, your glucose, your blood pressure, as well as your cholesterol. The last thing I'll say about this for this particular video is also research the biochemistry, the biology of your family. If you have had previous conversations with the women in your family, particularly on your mother's side, have those conversations or recall the conversations. Look at genetics. Genetics can also play a part in how we experience menopause. It does not have to control the menopause experience, but it can definitely give you some insight on how you may be journeying through your experience. All right. Until the next time, of course, we'll talk about this again. But as I always say, live, age, be well, and whole.